This is basically what it is. So operating leverage is, the definition is simply just, it's a trade-off of high fixed costs or low fixed costs for the opposite, high or low variable costs, right? It's kind of a simple process. They give the example of college students that create a video game, and there's three models. They can take like a high fixed cost model where they'll have very low variable costs, or the opposite, high variable costs, low fixed costs. Anyway, so it's like you want to make your money on your variable costs, or on your fixed costs. That's kind of the example.
And it all depends on like the volume. Like if you can make a ton of them, then
with low margin.
With low margin, then you can sacrifice having higher fixed costs, so you know you're gonna break out eventually. But if not, then you're toast. Vice versa.
So higher volume, you'd want to use what?
Higher volume.
You want initial higher fixed costs,
right?
Because then you know that you're just going to kill it on volume, and your fixed costs up front are kind of scary. You're investing a ton of money in your product up front, but you know you're going to kill it. Whereas if you invest very little in your product up front,
It's very similar to CVP. Like they talk about it, it's like hand in hand.
Yeah.
So you do a break-even analysis on what method, like should we invest a lot in our fixed costs, or should we forego the fixed costs up front, and we're a software company, so we're going to invest in and sell down the road our variable costs. But if you want to read through it, it's really simple. On page 1090, they give an example of a merchant. The merchant example would be you contract with the software. So it talks about a couple of college kids making a video game. And there's three models that they could adopt. I'll just read through them really quick because they're helpful. So you could become a merchant by contracting with a software manufacturing company to handle the production of the video software. So that would be they would handle that. That's a fixed cost. They produce the software for you. Then you go out and sell it. Those would be your variable costs. The second approach would be you take on the role of the manufacturer. You set up your own production facilities. And then in this case, all your efforts would be dedicated to producing the video game. And then you'd hire a different company to actually sell it for you and market it. Then the third one would be you'd adopt the e-commerce model, the virtual model they call it, and sell the video game to other college students by contracting with an e-commerce company to host your software on a site. That would be your fixed cost. You're hosting the software on the website for the monthly fixed cost, and then you go out and you sell as much volume as you can, like we talked about. So you just have to figure out, play with those, see which one's the best.
Cool.
So I think if you just read through that and understand what it is, it's a trade-off between high and low fixed costs for high or low variable.
That
Just a
example is in the book.
It's in the book on
it
page
is.
1090. It's the very first thing it talks about. It's a thing on that page. And then it gives you graph examples on the next page if you want to take a look at it. But I think a couple sentences about it would be just
The one thing I didn't understand necessarily is